Week 5 DraftKings GPP picks. We're concentrated on contrarian picks. We're concentrating on high upside, high risk picks. And of course, my cheap punt plays for the week. Let's go on to the quarterbacks. My favorite quarterback this week, well, somewhat, is Joe Burrow. Absolutely love him. But I arrived to this conclusion in milliseconds, and therefore others will as well. That means that he won't be contrarian. This is a good matchup going against the Packers. It's a good game script. Vegas has it as a high-scoring game, over 50 points, over 50 total points, over under, and the price is right, and the Bengals will throw the ball. But we saw last week that the quarterback didn't even matter who you picked. I looked at the Millie Maker. I looked at the top 5 guys. They had quarterbacks like Dak. They had a Jalen Hurts. They had a Sam Darnold. Like, you would think it was Mahomes, or like, it wasn't, because Mahomes was so expensive. So sometimes it really doesn't matter as long as they do a good job, a good enough job. And I think that Joe Burrow, although he will not be contrarian, he should do a good enough job at this price tag to do well. Now, what would be my favorite receiver, Bengals receiver, to stack with Joe Burrow? I'm going with T. Higgins. I'm projecting him to have the highest chance to get in the end zone or to score multiple touchdowns, even higher than Jamar Chase, who I know has been scoring all of the touchdowns. And I project Boyd to have the least percentage chance of getting in the end zone. So if I had to pick one receiver to stack with Burrow, it would be T. Higgins. But let's move on to my other quarterback. One that I had on this list, I took off and I'm putting him back on, and that's Trey Lance. So the reason I put him on was I am a huge Trey Lance fan. I have a lot of faith in him. I think he is built to put up fantasy points, and I think he's going to go off. But I said, you know what? Even though he's a polarizing player, and most people into fantasy actually hate Trey Lance, and he's a polarizing player. A lot of people hate him. There's enough crazies out there. There's enough members in the Trey Lance fan club, enough fanatics like me out there to where, man, this guy's just going to be an obvious pick. His price is way too cheap. Jimmy G is out, right? It's not going to work. But today, so that's why I took him off. But today, I got word that George Kittle is doubtful. And that's going to be enough for about 2% less ownership. He's going to be in 2% less entries. Because when I heard this George Kittle news, the first instinct I got was to run away from the fire. Run away from the lion. Run away from the pack of wolves. But we all know that if you want to make money, especially in high-risk investments, if you want to make money, especially in crazy GPPs where you got to just go nuts, you got to go against the grain, and you got to go against your human instinct. So my first human instinct was to be scared and be like, man, am I going to really start Trey Lance in redraft? Am I going to really put Trey Lance in my tournament entries? The answer is yes, baby. Let's go. Trey Lance, 5,700, going against the Cardinals. Jimmy G has been ruled out, and I'm thinking that, look, George Kittle is a star player. He's going to make a difference. But if Trey Lance is going to be a lot like these other rookie quarterbacks and make 4 fatal mistakes and look lost out there, I don't think George Kittle is gonna help out with that. If he's going to be a magician and just go out there and just put up miracles and put the team on his back, put up a ton of fantasy points, I don't think George Kittle is going to be the deciding factor for that. He's either going to do it or not. I'm going bold. I'm still picking Trey Lance. Still starting him in redraft in leagues where I don't have a quarterback for some reason, and still picking him on DraftKings. Want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor this week, Monkey Knife Fight. Look, I love playing on DraftKings, but I also love playing on Monkey Knife Fight. MKF is a daily fantasy props website and app where it's stupid simple to play, easy to win. You don't go against any sharks. Matter of fact, you don't go against anybody else. You just make the picks, put in whatever buy-in you're comfortable with, and you got a good chance to win. So my picks this week on Monkey Knife Fight, I'm going to show you how to play it if you guys aren't familiar. You just head on over to Monkey Knife Fight. We're going to go to new game. The game I'm targeting, which is a pretty high over-under, is going to be the Giants and Cowboys. So, and I saw this little promotion here on the top right that if all three of our guys score in the touchdown dance, we're going to get a piece of that $5,000 pie. So, yes, it tricked me. The marketing worked for me as well. So I'm gonna try to increase our chances to get that pie. It's got to be at least a $5 entry. So we're gonna do it. This is what we're gonna do. All right, so yeah, we'll go to new game, pick the Cowboys-Giants game, pick the touchdown dance. All you got to do is pick 3 players that you think is going to score at least 2 touchdowns. So we're going to go with, let's go Zeke. Now, even though he's questionable, he's expected to play. And you guys can wait to do this if you want to make sure that Zeke is playing. But set your timer because you're going to forget probably. Set your timer if you want to wait. I'm just doing it right now. And I'm only putting $15 total. So it's not really that big of a deal. So I'm going with Zeke, Saquon, and the highest floor for this, I'm thinking it's Tony Pollard in case Zeke gets vultured. So we're selecting these 3 guys. All we need is 2 touchdowns total from these 3. Set the goal to the lowest one right there, 1.5. So all we need is 2 touchdowns, and then make sure you select $5 to get in that promotion, and then hit submit. There we go. There we go. And you know what? I'm just going to pick 2 more. So that's the promotion right here. Pick 3 players in any Sunday $5 TD dance contest. If each player scores a TD, you win a share of the prize pool. So, hey, let's go at it. Let's do the same exact thing. And we're going to pick almost same exact. And by the way, this is my real account. I'm actually entering. I'm actually doing this. I actually do enjoy playing on here. So, yeah, you can go with Kenny Galladay. You can go with CD or Cooper. I'm just going to enter 3 times, and we're going to pick Cooper on this second entry. So Zeke, Saquon, and Cooper. And then pick the goal, same goal, $5 again, the minimum we need for that promotion. And then we hit submit. And yeah, if this hits, we win $10. And then we also get a piece of that $5,000 promotion, which I highly recommend you enter the TD dance this week. And then let's do it again, this time with CD. Lamb, that is. All right, let's go. I'm going fast now. This one. CD. Boom, I'm only doing 3 of them. $5 each. Hopefully all 3 hit. If all 3 hit, oh man, we're gonna absolutely crush it. Let's see what happens. Click submit down here. Let's go. And we are good to go. So that's all you got to do, guys. They have lots of other contests too, like more or less, and touchdown dance has been one of my favorites lately, but more or less is good. That's the 2 that I play a lot. So guys, all you got to do is follow the link below in the description and head on over to Monkey Knife Fight. Use promo code COUCH when you deposit. You get a 100% deposit match up to $100. You also get $5 free of free play on MKF. So this is a no-brainer. Also really helps support the couch. You guys see my picks every week. Like, I'm transparent. I make the picks. We're winning. We're having fun. And it's stupid, simple to play. And they're giving away free money. Like, it's pretty easy with the promotion, with the promo code, and then that TD dance promotion, $5 free play, deposit match. It's a no-brainer. Again, follow the link below in the description. Go to Monkey Knife Fight. Use promo code COUCH. I'll see you guys there. Good luck this week. Let's go on to the running backs for DraftKings. All right. So my running back picks, we're going with, we could go with Derrick Henry, who's a pretty obvious pick, but let's save $1,100 and let's go Aaron Jones. I always think to myself, what does this team need to do to win? And I was like, with the Niners game, I was like, they got to go to Devontae Adams, attack the weakness, do it like that. It's going to be a little bit tougher for Aaron Jones. And this week, I'm thinking it should be all Aaron Jones. I still love Devontae Adams. Don't get me wrong. I still think he'll go off. But I think Aaron Jones is the key to win. I think they use him in the run game and the pass game, both heavily. He should get a lot of touches. and he's only 7,900. He did explode, so we know he can explode. He can explode it. He can do it. But he's been, tailing off just a little bit after the, 4 points, 41 points, 17 points, 11 points. So ownership shouldn't be that insane. I'm not saying he's going to be contrarian. I know that. I read the comments. I know he's not going to be contrarian. All right, here's another guy who's going to be a little bit undervalued, right? DeAndre Swift. So a week ago, news came out that DeAndre Swift's going to be more featured and they're going to use him a lot more. And people were like, finally, I knew it all along. And now just yesterday, news comes out that, we're doing a committee approach. Okay. So look, all this news is a bunch of crap. We don't care about this. I already knew this was going to happen with the Lions. This is not new. I knew it's going to be a committee. We know it's Anthony Lynn. We knew this was going to happen. So I don't care about that. All I care about is ownership, is being contrarian. So with this recent depressing news for people that are Swift truthers, the ownership's going to be 1% lower. With this questionable tag, it's going to be another 1% lower. And you know what? Why I like him? The price is decent. Playing the Vikings, that's good. Ownership, I wouldn't consider this guy contrarian or anything, but I don't think he's going to get picked a lot. I really don't. Because of what I just said, the news and the questionable tag. But one thing I really like, averaging 7.25 targets per game. I love that. Look at his counterpart, Jamal Williams. Week 1, 9 targets in the past game. Week 2, 3 targets. Then 2 targets. And just recently, 0 targets. Yes, went from 9 to 3 to 2 to 0. And that actually is the loudest communication. That's the loudest thing I'm hearing right now is Jamal Williams targets. Okay. Game script, that's a plus, obviously. Did I say that? Game script's a plus. When are the Lions ever going to have a lead, right? They're going to be losing a lot of games, including this one against the Vikings. Lion fans, stop harassing me on Twitter. It's not going to work, dude. It's not going to make your team get any wins, okay? I'm sorry. Like it's not going to happen. Sorry. I mean, what am I going to do, right? I can't. There's nothing I can do, man. The Lions, you guys suck. Next guy is, I have 2 guys right here at the same exact price. So obviously Alexander Mattison, he does play in the early games. So if Dalvin Cook is not playing, Alexander Mattison is a must start. Are we going to eat the chalk on this, guys? Heck yes. Alexander Mattison actually becomes my RB2 this week. Yes, that means I think Alexander Mattison will score the second most fantasy points out of all running backs this week, only behind Derrick Henry. Because, look, he did well. Alexander Madison's looking better than I thought. And they're facing the Lions. We saw what David Montgomery did. And it's going to be the Alexander Mattison show. This is a must-win game for the Vikings. Get back on track. And Dalvin Cook is questionable. If I had to guess, I'd say Dalvin Cook's not going to play. But let's just say it's a 50-50 if Dalvin Cook's going to play or not. Regardless, though, if you're planning on using Madison, an amazing pivot would be Damian Harris, who's great. But has put up 3 fantasy points and 4.6 fantasy points. Another reason I'm bringing this up right now, they're the same exact price, right? So they're both trying to get this. Why is this not? Oh, okay. So, oh my gosh, sorry. Let me fix this screen here. Forgot to fix this screen. There we go. Oh, so you guys can see it. So Alexander Madison's price, $5,500. Sorry about that. And also Damian Harris's price, $5,500. So if you want to go with Madison and eat the chalk, which I recommend doing if Cook is out, an easy fast swap that'll take you 1 second is Damian Harris at the exact same price going against the Houston Texans. So no worry if you're thinking about using one or the other. It's an easy one-click swap. You can do it. It's just the exact same price. And like I said, Damian Harris was looking good, 15 fantasy points, 13, and just kind of curtailed off. But that was against the Bucks. That was against the Saints. These are 2 great run defenses, right? Texans, they're nothing. They're not anything. They're bad at everything. And with James White out and J.J. Taylor fumbling and Ramondre Stevenson getting the red shirt treatment, I really don't see Damian Harris not just going off this game. I mean, you really could pick Madison and Damian Harris and be set with all your running backs for DraftKings if Dalvin Cook is out. I really believe that. So I love these two. Exact same price. By the way, Madison is playing in the early games going against the Lions. Damian Harris playing in the early games going against the Texans. Both exact same price, both the same position. You get the point. I've been making the same point 10 times, so you get the point. I thought about not putting this in here, but I can't just shy away from the haters, man. I like Eli Mitchell, and I'm standing by him. The hype has worn off. I might look even more stupid. It's fine. But when you have the price, when you have the opportunity, and quite possibly the team, we haven't seen a lot of Niners magic this year. But wait, they never really had a running back, right? Raheem Mostert hurt, I think the second time he touched the ball or second snap, something insane. Like he played just a few seconds and he gets hurt on the season. Jeff Wilson's out, Jermichael Hasty's out, and Wayne Gallman's not on the team anymore. There's just so many injuries. So this team, how bad did they not have a running back? Oh, it was so bad that they featured Kyle Juszczyk at running back a lot of the time. This is how bad it's been. So the man has his opportunity. The price is there. As far as the matchup, the Cardinals, they're no pushover on defense or anything. But I don't think they're quite elite as well. It's not an easy matchup by any means. But what I'm saying is he's got the price, he's got the opportunity, and it should be contrarian. He is a guy I am considering. I have to recognize the extremely high risk, even riskier than starting Trey Lance, because we know Trey Lance can scramble and run and get out of situations. We haven't seen that mauling, running Niners offense this year. So there's a lot of worry. Also, hey, maybe Eli Mitchell's not the one. Maybe he's not the featured back on the Niners. I think he will be, but that's really just an educated guess. It is Shanahan's offense. We do get screwed by him quite often, and apparently I haven't learned my lesson. But Eli Mitchell still really hasn't got his chance since I anointed him the ultimate running back ad. Hey, we'll see. I'm just giving you guys another option. Not one I got tremendous faith in, but he's on the cheaper side, man. Like, there's not too many running backs you would consider that are 5,200 or cheaper. But I did want to go over two punts, and that is Samaje Perine. I spelled that wrong. So if Mixon can't go, now Mixon's questionable, but I highly doubt he's going to play. It's going to be a split between Perine and Chris Evans. I see Perine getting about 60% of the touches, maybe even 66, 70%. And Chris Evans getting about 30, maybe like a third of the touches. Another morning game, so we would know this ahead of time. But these guys are both 4,000. Again, Mixon is questionable. These are Bengals running backs going against the Packers. Now, I am going to include Chris Evans and bundle him up in this video. Because what are the odds? Okay, let's say Mixon is out, okay? What are the odds that Chris Evans outscores Samaje Perine? I'll tell you. Don't worry. I'll tell you the answer. 30%. Okay, so there's a 30% chance that Chris Evans outscores Samaje Perine. So if you wanted to do a punt and be contrarian, answer's Chris Evans. Maybe Chris Evans gets more work in the pass game, right? It might happen. Wait, that's the game script, right? Bengals throwing the ball. He's got 3 targets and 3 receptions this year. And look kind of sexy. I don't know. A little intriguing. cool in Dynasty. He's one of these cool guys. Don't think the ownership's gonna be that high though. Anyway, moving on to wide receivers. For elite options, I do like Adams in this same game we've been talking about. He's the highest priced wide receiver. Don't want to talk about him too long. DeAndre Hopkins, I got a gut feeling he's going to go off. He has the best matchup. He's going to get it done regardless. Been a big disappointment the last 2 games, 10 fantasy points. And week before that, 5 fantasy points. And I think his ownership's going to be low. His price is high. I just think there's no way to stop him unless he's seriously injured. So hopefully he's healed up because I'll be picking him in a couple entries. Moving on down about 1,000 cheaper, we got A.J. Brown. It's really nothing more than a gut feeling I got that this guy's going to absolutely go off going against the Jaguars, 6,500. Julio Jones is out. And Tannehill is kind of getting his groove back. At least he's not a total disappointment. Yeah, Tannehill's not a total failure as of now. That's my Tannehill analysis. Marv Jones, oh boy, he's going to go absolutely off. And I don't know what happened because DJ is not loading. I don't know what the heck's wrong with DraftKings. DJ Chark, it's all, we don't need this anyway. I'll hit refresh. But DJ Chark got injured right away in the last game. And so we're all like, look, it should be Marvin Jones, absolutely going off. DraftKings is down all of a sudden while I'm recording this. We can finish this video out without them. I'll put up I'll figure something out. I'm not hitting stop on here. Oh boy, DraftKings. Oh, there we go. We got it going. We got it back. DraftKings is offline temporarily. All right, so we was like Marvin Jones should absolutely go off, but no, he didn't do anything. So that might keep his ownership down just a tad. I mean, it's not contrarian or anything, but this matchup is beautiful. I absolutely love it going against the Titans. It's actually the best matchup. They love the most points, 2 wide receivers. Again, 5,700 going against the Titans. That's Marvin Jones, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean, could we even is this even real? I mean, this is a GPP. We're supposed to take risks. We have a 33% off discount on Allen Robinson, an elite wide receiver, going against the Raiders. Now, I do live in reality, believe it or not. This has been the biggest wide receiver bust this year. Allen Robinson. Biggest bust. So, yes, it's been that bad. But he's bound to have one good game this year, right? And this matchup should be it. This should be it. This should be the matchup going against the Raiders. They're banged up at cornerback. Look, Damian Williams, he should be excellent this week. That's great. Everyone knows that. We got it. But if the Bears really want to win this, they really want to leg up, other than Damian Williams and playing good defense, it's just obvious, right? That's the obvious thing, right? That's the NFL for 100 years, is to attack those corners. And if you can get Allen Robinson open and give him the ball, which shouldn't be too hard. Justin Fields, I'm talking to you. This is going to be insane. And then people's going to be like, oh, of course, it was Allen Robinson. He finally went off. He did it, right? Yeah, of course. That makes sense against the Raiders. But as of now, everyone's scared. So I do like him with this. I mean, it's pretty rare, right? We get a borderline elite wide receiver that we can pick. Great matchup. And the price is great. Not just the Raiders, but whichever cornerback's going to be covering him is not going to be able to match up against Allen Robinson. Matchup, price, talent, everything. So what's the only thing wrong with Allen Robinson? He sucked this year. That's where we swoop in, right? That's where we swoop in. If he hasn't sucked, guys, his price would be $7,000. He'd be very expensive, and everybody would be picking him. All right, so now we're getting him at a discount, 30% discount, and he's going to be contrarian. That's crazy. I'm going against the grain, baby. All right. So last week I did pick Dante Harris, which was a decent punt. I think he did better than most people's punts with Curtis Samuel. He did better than Nick Westbrook. So, like, it was a decent pick. And now we're going to go back to the other Saints wide receiver, Marquez Callaway, who's, like, way too expensive compared to what he's done and what his price was. His price keeps going up. This is really not a good pick. But I'm talking about as far as upside and contrarian, it's great. The price is not amazing. I think the matchup is good. I think Washington is not been a great defense, but I mean, something's got to give in this game, right? Like, something's got to happen. It's probably Kamara, but how many people's gonna have Callaway in their lineups? I'll tell you, just under 2%. That's my guess, under 2%. And then everyone was talking about Curtis Samuel last week except me. But let's go to him this week. Again, minimum price, just like last week. That's crazy. So minimum price, Curtis Samuel. Washington is banged up, so they're probably going to use him. What was his snap count? He was on like a third of the snaps or something like that. 35% snap share against Atlanta week 4. So that should probably go up. He's got 4 targets, 4 receptions that game. That could go up as well. And he's still got that questionable tag. He had a bad performance as far as fantasy points. So I think we'll get a nice punt that will still be relatively contrarian. Love it, man. That's my favorite, like, super punt. All right. For tight ends, I like Gesicki at 4,200. Tampa Bay secondary's banged up. Jacoby Brissett actually throws to this guy. Again, 4,200. Gesicki going against the Bucks. A little bit cheaper option is Evan Ingram. I like him this week, man, but I'm just going to give a fair warning. Like, this guy does suck. All right, he is not good. And he's disappointing, and you can't trust him. But, you know, just like Allen, if you hate the Allen Robinson pick, you got to hate this one too. But just like Allen Robinson, this guy's bound to do something. He's bound to score a touchdown. If Saquon doesn't score, if Golladay doesn't score, this guy's probably going to score. Someone's got to score in this supposedly high-scoring affair. And at this price, you're not going to find too many options at this price, man. 3,200 going against the Cowboys. 6 targets week 3, 6 targets week 4, coming back from that injury. We don't love him in redraft, but, you know, he's a spot start in redraft, and he might be a pick this week in DFS. Okay. I feel like you should include one receiver from the Bears, whether it's Mooney, whether it's Allen Robinson. And talking about tight ends that suck, Cole Kmet. But this guy's been dominating the snap count. He's always there. So, look, all we need is a touchdown. We're talking minimum price now, basically. All we need is a touchdown from you, bro. Because Darren Waller, I think he's 7,300, right? So he's 3 times more expensive than Kmet. He's 2 times more expensive than most of the other tight ends in the middle price range. So if we can get, these tight ends can get half as many fantasy points as Waller, boom, that's money. We're in the green. We hit value. So Cole Kmet, he's getting the snaps. He's slow. He doesn't look great, but look at all these bum tight ends scoring. Maybe Kmet scores. I'm seeing something happening in this Raiders game. And yes, it's very tough to pinpoint which guy's going to catch the ball and score. But I'm looking at these prices, man, and I think it's worth taking a risk on one Bears receiver, which could be Kmet too, not wide receiver, could be Kmet. Of course, with Kittle out, we can go in the Dwelly Well. Take a dip in the Dwelly Well, see if we get some loose change, some gold coin. 2,700, Ross Dwelly, starting tight end for the Niners if Kittle is out, going against the Cardinals. And I do have a punt for you. Minimum price club, baby. Ricky Seals-Jones with Logan Thomas out. We got Ricky Seals-Jones, who should be getting decent amount of targets. You won't find a punt like this. You won't. 2,500, guys. That's minimum price for tight ends. Ricky Seals-Jones, by the way, is on the Washington football team, and they're going against the Saints in a home game in Washington. For defenses, the Patriots are upper echelon. They're the tier 1 best defense this week. They're expensive. 4,900 going against the Texans. We can go Bucks. We can go Broncos. We can even go tight ends, but I dare wouldn't. I like the Steelers D going against the Broncos. Broncos are banged up, and look, Steelers D is not that good, but this should be a low-scoring affair. I like the Steelers D priced at 3,300. That price is just right. Bears D is good going against the Raiders. Saints D I like a lot. Like that's a really good one. Saints D is really good. What did they price at? 3,100. I'm right on there. I love the Vikings D. This might be a little chalky, but we don't care about chalk that much with defenses. 3,000 for the Vikings D going against the Lions. Vikings D sucks, but the Lions suck more. I trust the Vikings D at that price. Raiders D is cool, 2,900. Cardinals D, 2,900 in, I would say, a volatile game, right? The nine going against the Niners. Don't know quite what's going to happen. Cardinals D is not that bad. But if I'm looking for a punt, I would actually pick this defense. Like, I'm not scared to pick this defense. That's the Washington football team defense, who's been very disappointing this year. But going against the Saints, something's going to happen in that game. A defensive touchdown, or Callaway goes off, or Kamara gets 40 points, or it's going to be low. Like, something's going to happen to where we'd want some action in here. It could be the Saints D, could be Washington D, it could be McKissick, it could be Ricky Seals-Jones, it could be Callaway, but I got a feeling, and then with this price, that's going to be really hard not to hit value. 2,300. Like, this is one, it's not just one that I'm being like, okay, this is the minimum price club. Like, that's cool, cool little label. I would actually consider putting them in my lineups. How much is that going to save you over the Patriots? It is less than half the price of the Patriots. Patriots 4,900. Washington football team defense 2,300. All right, folks, there you have it. Make sure you do follow the link below in the description. Head on over to Monkey Knife Fight. Use promo code COUCH. You're going to get free $5 if you're a new user to spend on there. Free $5 Monkey Knife Fight dollars. 100% deposit match up to $100. Follow the link. Use promo code COUCH. Subscribe to both YouTube channels. We got 2 of them. Good luck this week on DraftKings and on Redraft and on Monkey Knife Fight. Ladies and gentlemen, I am out. Let's go get that W, baby. Let's get that money, too.